Another day, another deal. Palo Alto Networks announcing it is going to buy Israeli identity security provider CyberArk in a deal valued at roughly $25 billion. That marks one of the biggest tech takeovers so far this year. Both stocks actually a little bit lower on that news. Palo Alto down about 7%. CyberArk, which is being bought, is actually not moving at all, which is a little bit odd. Let's talk more about this and M&A in general with Dan Primack. He is business editor at Axios. Dan, obviously, I know who CyberArk is. I'll bet you a majority of our viewers and listeners don't. Why is this sort of little-known company suddenly worth $25 billion?
Yeah, well, for starters, it's an old company, right? It was founded in 1999 and is clearly a lot of evolution. The reason it's being valued so highly is you talked about it being identity security. If you think about the future of technology and all this talk about AI agents, which are going to do things for us or do things inside of organizations, one of the big problems is you have to be able to, or AI agents have to be able to, identify the validity, the identity of other AI agents, right? Or else you get conned, or else an AI agent will do something it's not supposed to do. And CyberArk really solves that problem, or is working to solve that problem. And for Palo Alto Networks, which is this big, security company, it's just identity is something it really doesn't have very much of inside its platform, and that's why it's paying up for it.
Yeah, heck of a deal. I mean, listen, this week we have this deal, $25 billion. We have Baker Hughes buying Chart Industries, $13.5 billion, and of course, Union Pacific hopes to buy, we'll see what the regulators say, NSX for $72 billion. We're talking about the Fed all day, Dan. Last time I checked, borrowing costs are pretty high. Why are we seeing all these deals now?
Well, for starters, because also equity prices are very high, right? So you look at this Palo Alto deal, for example, the vast majority of this is being done in stock, which might be one reason why the CyberArk shares aren't moving as much today. They did move yesterday, right? They were up 13.5% yesterday when the initial reports came out. But when the initial report from the journal came out, nobody knew how much would be stock, how much would be cash. This thing's only about $45 in cash. The rest is Palo Alto stock. So that's one big reason. Company stocks are worth, for many companies, record highs right now. So that's a really good currency for them to use.
Yeah, it certainly is. Does it give us any indication? We got rails, we got oil, we got cybersecurity today. Any indication of the rest of the deal-making market? Because the attorneys and the bankers that I talk to, they say they're very, very busy.
Right, and we're seeing busy stuff on healthcare and other sectors. I'll say within tech, and think about this Palo Alto CyberArk deal, I do think you're going to see a lot of things like this, broadly speaking. I don't just mean like Google buying Wiz, which was another cybersecurity deal. I kind of view this a little bit like energy, right? Like if oil is the LLMs, the foundational models of AI, you then need the oil field services, all the other stuff around it. And to me, that's what CyberArk is. So you've got the OpenAI and Anthropics, which are worth, hundreds of billions of dollars on the private market. But they need all this other infrastructure around them. And I could see a lot of acquisitions there, both the hyperscalers buying them and also mergers inside.